What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. As promised, inspired by Mr. Snowflake, I went back and revisited multiple foodie beauty driving videos as he touched on that during his documentary. Now, I think this shows us how things used to be. This first clip that you're going to see here, Chantal has literally just woken up. She's anxious to go get takeout. She's sitting in the car, almost in a daze, trying to get herself acclimated, and talks about how, quote, her lungs are on fire, yet she still continues to go out and about.
Oh, give me a minute. I have like a headache. Yeah, that helps me. I need a coffee, but the breathing and my puffer helped. My lungs were on fire. I don't know what.
She carries this laid back approach to the actual drive. She leans back while driving for some reason. She continues to express how she doesn't feel good, and don't let her dialogue fool you. She was clearly going to the dispensary. She would often cite that she would be going out to get things for the cats, but this was really only done to win favor over in the community. The cats oftentimes had plenty of food. She was just looking for a rational excuse to go out.
I don't feel too good. I'm just gonna get some stuff. I gotta get cat treats and dispensary and go home. Try to feel a bit better. I have really bad anxiety about being out of the house right now.
So, after talking about her anxiety, I want you to focus on these little ticks because we don't see these much in Kuwait because she's not live streaming as much. Her hands, her face, they kind of quiver here uncontrollably while she's just sitting in the car. But of course, she's drinking a coffee full of sugar, full of caffeine, and of course, she would go on to drive home after acting this way. This next clip, we once again see her out driving out and about, getting herself food, and the camera falls. Despite going through an active school zone where you can see someone walking in the background, she elects to pick up the phone, place it back on the dash, and continue driving along.
Protein and fiber. Chia seeds are where it's at, for sure. And they taste like nothing. I don't mind having them in drinks.
In the next clip, we see a bit more of her entire trip. She elects to leave the parking lot here, singing, dancing, just while backing out of the spot, constantly taking her hands off the wheel in the process. Once in the open road, it doesn't get much better. She's doing the same thing. She's dancing, she's looking down. She has cars directly beside her, feet away, but she is more concerned with interacting with her viewers and keeping her live stream active. Her drive home was no better. She would continue to dance and gyrate around. Her chat would honestly call this action out continuously, as there were countless screenshots of her driving with no hands on the wheel. This culminated in her first on camera accident. While chatting and driving, she's turning into a small mall. She immediately looks at the camera while making her turn. She then hits something hard enough to move this woman, who was at least 300 pounds, all over the seat, knocks the camera down from its mount, and adjusts her seatbelt. She then clearly throttles on, hits a speed bump at full speed, singing and dancing. She then has to adjust the seatbelt in the camera due to the impact, but we never did find out what it was that she hit. She would also frequent eating while driving, reading the chat while driving, despite cars being right beside of her. And there were times the chat would call her out. There were times she was reported. And at one point, she got to the point where she stopped wearing the glasses, which she would constantly wear, that would kind of mask her eyes being taken off the road to read the chat. And ironically, she would do this in the brightest of conditions, opting here to drive in the snow while her car admittedly was vibrating due to not being maintained properly. But this does not stop her from adjusting the camera constantly and making sure that she never got out of frame. This final clip, I think, just goes to show the conditions that she would be driving in, singing and dancing at one point. She actually adjusts the camera when traffic is coming directly at her. And of course, she was going out to drive to get food. And I just wanted to kind of leave you with this. This was a time where her and Roman were both live streaming. Now, Roman had some other females in her chat that were kind of enamored with Foodie Beauty. They saw her as this social media star, and they were encouraging her to dance and sing despite the fact that she was driving. Chantal, of course, you can only imagine, responded in turn by doing this.
Dance, dance, Foodie Beauty, dance, dance. You gotta dance. Party. What you saying? What you saying, Foodie Beauty? What you saying?
Roman, I love you. I'm Judith. Roman,
What's up?
I'm starving. Me too. Chantal, let's get McDonald's or fucking Burger King. Lashies.
No.
Let's get Lashies.
We're having some paneer.
Nuggets with manuka honey. Paneer at this time. There's there's nothing at this time. I just realized.
Paneer with some manuka honey.
No, oh my god, it's a manuka. Fuck
Hey,
off.
paneer with manuka honey. 1, 2, 3, go.
You can rub it on my head. Yes, rub it on my Yes. I'm just going to the McDonald's.
Appreciate you guys watching this video. I left some of the audio out of these clips just so they can be a little bit more powerful in their meaning. I clipped them down, obviously, a good bit so you have a better understanding of this. But I do also want you to remember that these things have not changed. Now that she's in Kuwait with Salah, we constantly see her driving around with no seatbelt. When she went back to Canada, we saw many of the same things of her just being in the car more frequently, although she wasn't live streaming as much. It's just a very lackadaisical way of driving. You can see when she approaches intersections, she kind of does with a carefree demeanor. We would see her flying through construction zones coming back from the airport. And of course, all of this was fueled by her need to go out and get edibles, be it food or be it of another variety. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching it. You know I will be back soon as I can with more commentary.